Alright, good day everyone. Okay, today I'm Angga Damara Putra. I'm having a great opportunity for you here to explain you about something amazing. I believe today is a great day for us to learn something new. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? Okay, so I would like to ask you this, What do you know about poetry? Anybody? Poetry? Okay. Poetry is probably something that you have ever heard before, but most of you may not know this, Okay. Guess? Not Stephanie Poetry. This is the daughter of TTDJ. Not Stephanie Poetry, but we're talking about poetry here in terms of literature. Yeah. So, what do you know about poetry? Okay. All right. So, poetry is basically made of P-U-E-T-R-Y, which is P stands for putting words, O on paper, to E express in part, T thoughts from me, R write to, Y your heart. So putting words on paper to express in part thoughts from me, write to your heart. So that is poetry. Basically, poetry is divided into two things. The first one is we call it poet. Poet is basically the person who creates a poem. It stands for poem here. Poem is basically the text of the text that a poet writes. Okay, so that's a little bit introduction about poetry. Poetry is a great thing. I really love poetry because it gives me freedom somehow. I feel like that. So I'm going to read a poem. So I want you guys to listen and feel. Autumn Song by Winston Hugh Auden. Now the leaves are falling fast. Nurse's flowers will not last. Nurses to the grapes are young, and the prams go rolling on. Whispering neighbors left and right block us from the real delight, and the active hands must race lonely on the separate knees. That in hundreds at the back follow wooden in our track, and our arms raised stiffly to reprieve in false altitudes of love. Starving through the leafless wood, trolls run scolding for their food, and the nightingale is dumb, and the angel will not come. Cold, impossible ahead, leaves the mountain's lovely head, whose white waterfall could bless travelers in their last distress. Okay, alright guys, so what do you feel after listening to the poem? Okay? Oh yes? You feel sad? Okay, next. What do you feel? You feel astonished. Oh, great. What else? Anybody? You feel blue. Oh, you feel blue. Wait. This is black marker, So you feel blue. You feel blue. I see. Blue equals sad, Great. Nice one. Okay. What else? Basically, there is a lot of things. There is a lot of feelings after we listen to a poem recitations. Yeah. Okay. So basically, today we're going to talk about Autumn Song by Winston Hugh Auden. Yeah. This is the poem written by a poet who is really an expert. It's like about a poem like this. Winston Hugh Auden. So yeah, we're going to analyze the poem itself. Yeah, we call it in-depth understanding about the poem. So in this occasion, we're trying to deep dive why the poem writes this. What is the meaning behind of this poem? Yeah. So we're going to try to understand that. But first, yeah, before we go through that. Any questions? Oh, no questions, yeah? Okay, so we're going to go through this. Yeah, this is basically the poem. Yeah, it's divided into 5 stanzas, yeah? The first one, like every stanza has 4 lines, yeah? Okay, and I believe, yeah, this is one of the greatest poems ever written. Because in terms of structure and the rhyme is also very much. So yeah, I think it's unbelievable. Yeah, but do you guys understand by just looking at the poem? Probably not. Yeah, that's why we need to analyze it one by one, every stanza. Yeah. All right. So Autumn song, yeah. Autumn. What autumn? Autumn is a season, yeah, basically, yeah. What is a season? Not seasoning, yeah. Not seasoning in the kitchen, yeah. But it's a season, yeah. Like winter, summer, spring. But in this occasion, we're talking about autumn. Autumn. Or in America, people say it's fall season. Why? Fall season? Because yeah, the leaves are starting to fall. Yeah, that's why they call it fall season. Some people also say it's golden season because the leaves are starting to turn into golden. So amazing. Okay, all right. So in a couple of seconds, I want you to describe your feeling after looking at this picture. What are all the things there? What we have? We have pumpkin. This one is related to Halloween, yeah. And because it also happens in October. What do we have? We have a lot of leaves, yeah. Okay, but some trees, yeah. Some of the leaves of the tree do not turn yellow, yeah. They survive, like pine tree, yeah. Okay, what else? There's a lot of books there, but yeah, probably most of us cannot relate because in Indonesia we don't have autumn season. But that's okay. That's why I want you to picture, to imagine. What is it like to be in an autumn season? Okay, so I have a video for you here. So the video here is basically about autumn season, yeah. Autumn, fall season. So let's get started.
What happens in fall? It's fall. In fall, leaves change color. The leaves are yellow, red, and orange.
Oh, there are 3 colors, yeah. Okay.
Leaves fall down.
Okay. Just like my heart fall for you.
Pine cones fall down.
Okay, pine cones, yeah. You can see
The
that
days are short.
Because it's basically the transition to winter.
Bears eat more for winter.
Bears. Because the bears are going to hibernate.
Squirrels collect more food and store for winter. The weather gets cool.
Okay. It's starting to get cool, eh?
Sometimes it's rainy.
Okay, there's a lot of rain too. Not rain the massive, yeah, that's real.
Sometimes it's sunny. Sometimes it's windy. Sometimes it's cloudy. Goodbye.
Okay, bye bye. Oh no, we're not done yet, yeah, guys. Yeah. So that's the description of an autumn season, okay, or we call it fall season. Okay.
What happens in fall?
Watch it, yeah. Okay, so we're going to analyze this poem, yeah, one by one. So basically, yeah, we're going to divide it into five parts, yeah. Because related to the stanzas, yeah, because it has 5 stanzas. Okay, without waiting any longer, yeah, let's get started. But don't be rushed, yeah, because we need to know what is in-depth analysis, yeah. In-depth analysis. Okay, in-depth analysis. Analysis is basically how we try to analyze, yeah, or what's the meaning of a certain thing, yeah. Basically to understand, to get the best out of our analysis, we need 3 things, yeah. The first one is emotion or feeling, second is imagination, and the third is interpretation. There are 3 steps here. So emotion or feeling, basically our natural instinctive, yeah, state of mind deriving from one's circumstances, body mood, or relationships with others, yeah. There are a lot of factors that contribute to our emotion or our feeling. So just like say, what do you feel today? Maybe not all of you have the same emotion, but every time I say, how are you? You will say, I'm fine, thank you, and you. Yeah. But yeah, that's very basic. But basically, our emotion is more than happy. It's more than happiness. Okay. All right. Next point is imagination. Have you heard of imagination? Okay. You imagine things, yeah. It's basically the ability of the mind to be creative and resourceful. And the third one is basically interpretation. Interpretation is our action to explain the meaning of something. Yeah. In this occasion, we're going to explain this poem. Okay. All right. Understand? No questions? No question? Okay. All right. But please feel free to interrupt me if you have any questions. Okay. Now we're going to look again at this poem, yeah. Okay. I want you to find the interesting things that you get from the poem. Okay. Okay. All right. Yes, back there. Oh, good point. Good point. Falling fast. Nurse's flowers will not last. Okay. Fast last. Okay. Yes, you're over there. Oh, gun. Rolling on. Oh, so basically the things that you found is called rhymes. Yeah, it's basically yeah. Basically the sound of it are similar, yeah, to one another. Okay. We looks like, yeah, you have no patience, yeah. So let's get started, yeah. by taking a look at the first stanza, which is, now leaves are falling fast. Nurses' flowers will not last. Nurses with grapes are gone and the prams go rolling. Okay, now let's take a look at the first line. First line. Okay, now. Okay, it's basically living in the moment, present, which represent now is autumn season. Autumn. It's a very coincidence, because the autumn season is happening in October, and then the leaves here are starting to fall. Okay, falling in fast, because of the wind, probably. Because that's what we know. That happens in October. Okay, all right. So nurses, the grapes are gone. Okay, nurses. We're going to move to the second line first. Nurses, flowers. Okay, flowers. Okay, flowers. Okay, it's another flowers here. Will not last. Okay, will not survive because of the season. And then nurses to the grapes are gone. Okay, they disappear. They disappear. Okay, and the prams go rolling on. Okay, so if we take a look at the word here, nurses. Nurses here. What's in your mind after hearing nurses? Old, old. Okay, and the prams represent young. So the meaning of these lines, the third and fourth line, are basically the old generations will die, and the young generation will continue to survive. Okay, that's why it says go rolling on. Okay, the birds keep going even though the nurses are gone. Okay, so the conclusion of the first stanza, basically, it gives our definition of the poem in general, to give the vibe, the emotion of this one. Okay, next we're going to move to second stanza. Okay, so the second stanza here is called whispering neighbors left and right, block us from the real delight, and the active hands must freeze lonely on the Saturday. Okay. It's getting more interesting because here we have whispering. Whispering is basically, that's whispering, and then we have neighbors. Basically, people talk to one another. That's what we call. So people whispers from left and right. So this represents the autumn season because they're around us. They are surrounding us, left and right. You cannot escape from the autumn season because they are everywhere. Okay. So what's the effect of autumn season? It blocks us from the real delight. So we, even though the thing here exists, the happiness and stuff like that exists, but somehow we are blinded by the autumn season. Okay, next, and the active hands must freeze. The active hands must raised. Okay, active hands, yeah. Hands. Okay, hands are basically used to do things, yeah. To give actions, yeah. Nah, but during autumn seasons, yeah, because the weather gets colder, the active hands must freeze. Uh, the, the productivity of the hands get lower. That's why that's one of the effects of the autumn season. And then lonely, lonely, lonely. I'm so lonely. Yeah, that's so when you hear lonely, loneliness, yeah, basically it's the feeling when we are, even though we're surrounded by many people, we cannot feel that the feeling of everybody. We just feel lonely. We feel alone. It seems like, yeah, we're alone, even though there's a lot of people here. That's again the effect of the autumn season, which is very, very sad. Okay, we're starting to understand, yeah, the poem by analyzing second stanzas. Okay, we have covered 2 stanzas here. But next, we move on to the 3rd stanza. Okay, the 3rd stanza is that in hundreds at the back follow wooden in our tribe, arms raised stiffly to reproof and false multitudes of love. Okay, that okay, again, from sadness, yeah, we go to that. That in hundreds at the back. Okay, all right. So you know that, right? We have known, yeah, from the video that the leaves started falling. Started falling down. It means, yeah, the trees died. In the winter, the trees will not have leaves anymore because the leaves have fallen. The leaves have fallen during the autumn season. That represents that, yeah, that in hundreds at the back. Hundreds represent the leaves, yeah. Probably here, you also know that it can represent many things, yeah. Our emotion is that, our productivity is that, yeah, because in autumn people tend to stay home because the weather gets cold. Okay, now we move on to follow wooden in our track. Follow. So the dead is followed by wooden in our track. Wooden. Okay, wood. People need to gather woods, yeah, to keep their body stay warm. Arms raised stiffly to reproof, yeah. So our arms raised but stiffly to reproof. Yeah, we want to do things. We want to go from that, but it's so hard, especially during the autumn season, yeah. And then in false altitudes of love. In false altitudes of love. Okay. Basically our feeling to get going is, yeah, false, because we deep in our heart we want to stay home, yeah, basically doing a lot of cozy things, yeah. That's the one of the examples. False altitudes. So everything is, I could say, fake during autumn season. Okay, next we go to the fourth stanza. Fourth stanza is starving. Through the leafless wood, crows once calling for their food, and the nightingale is dumb, and the angel will not come. Okay, starving. All right. So during the season, the fruits get to die. Yeah. Many people are starving. Not just people, but animals are also starving during the season because the supply of the food gets lower and lower. The trees, I could say, the plants cannot grow fruit during the season because the weather doesn't support it to grow fruits. Starving, without food we'll die. Yeah, basically, yeah, we'll be dead. Through the leafless wood. So the wood is basically leafless. Yeah. No leaves, because the leaves are already there, everywhere surrounded them. And then we know that trolls basically represents it looks like a monster. Yeah, trolls. Yeah, monster. Okay, trolls here represent people who turn into trolls, become monsters, because they fight to one another to find food. They lost their mind. They cannot think clearly because they're hungry, they're starving. They are insane. They're gone insane. Okay. All right. So it's getting darker and darker, yeah. But yeah, that's the reality of this poem. Okay, and then we go to the nightingale. Nightingale. Okay, nightingale is basically a bird who gets to sing during the night. But in the autumn, the nightingale is dumb. They cannot, sing things because they're emotionless. And the angel, this surveyor, I can say survivor, will not come. Yeah, people will not help each other because they cannot help themselves. They become individual person. Okay, next we go to the fifth stanza. This is the last stanza here. It's basically again description of the poem, which is cold, impossible ahead. Lives the mountain's lovely head with white waterfall could bless travelers in their last distress. Okay, all right. So cold. We already know that during the season, it's cold. Yeah, it's not warm because it's not summer. The weather gets colder because it's the transition. It's the season, the transition season from summer to winter. Yeah, cold. And then there's also impossible. They've lost hope. Yeah, there is no hope ahead of them. They feel helpless. But yeah, lives the mountain's lovely head. Yeah, so the mountains gives them hope to survive. So there is still a chance for them to survive. And then whose waterfall? Whose white waterfall could bless a waterfall? Yeah, you know waterfall is. Waterfall is basically, okay, let's say this one. Okay, this is waterfall. All right, this is waterfall. This is a hope for them. Hope. Why? The poet represent hope with water, because water is the key to everything. Water is the key. Because water is the most important thing in our lives. We can survive without eating foods, but we cannot survive without water. Okay. And it's a bless. It's a bless for them, for travelers in their last distress. Travelers represent people who don't give up, who keeps fighting for themselves, for other people. Those kind of people deserve a chance to survive. So, what's the conclusion of this poem? So this poem gives pretty much a lot of things here. We get to understand how does it feel to be in an autumn. People fight to survive. They can lose their mind. Yeah. Once again, there are still some people who live, who can do things for themselves, but also for other people. They're not insane, because for them we are people. We need to help each other. We need to heal the world. No matter what happens, no matter is it during the autumn, in winter, summer, or spring, we all need to stay sane, and then help one another. Okay. All right. So that's the conclusion of the poem. So how do you feel? You have included your emotion, your imagination, and also we can interpret the meaning of the poem. Okay, this is for you, the assignment for you. So I want you to involve your emotion, your feeling, and then imagine diving into the poem, becoming inside of the poem, and then starting to understand and then interpret it based on your understanding, your own understanding. Okay? All right. Any questions? Okay. No questions? I think, that's all from me. Thank you very much. Keep learning and be awesome. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.